What's the first thing I need to do? Yeah, we got a lot of distributing to do, right? So 9 times y is 9y. 9 times -8 is -72. And then we got to distribute again, don't we? -2 times 2y is -4y, good. -2 times 3 is -6. Okay. And then on this side, what do we got to do? Again, so 3 times y is 3y. 3 times 8 is, good job, y'all. Is everybody okay with the first step? Try to get the whole thing up here. There we go. All right, so from here, I'm still trying to simplify. Is there anything on either of the sides I can put together and combine? Hang on, I'm waiting for my boys to pay attention. Ooh, they're gonna mess up on this test, and then they're gonna be so sad. Talk to me. What are we gonna do? Good. 9y minus 4y gives us 5y. And then, oh God, that's not good. -72 and -6 gives us 78. That's okay. And then this side is 3y plus 24. All right, so we just did the S, simplified. Now we're on the O, which means get the X's on one side, right? All right, so which one's easier to move, 5y or 3y? Jordan, you with me, bud? I wish I had a quarter for every time I called your name. Girl, I'd be richer than $5. He reminds me of me though. I used to zone out. 2y minus 78 equals 24. Are y'all okay with that? And then we should do what? Lock in your variable. This is going to be important today. This is the most important step for today's notes. Lock in your variable. Add 78 because we're moving it, so we got to do the opposite. And then I'm running out of room, so if it's okay with y'all, I'm going to come over here to this side. What's 24 plus 78? 12, carry the 1, that's 10, 102. So 2y equals 102. How do I find out what y equals? Divide by 2. 51, very good. Online people, are we okay with that? Oh, y'all got that right, that's good.
Yes.
Awesome. No, he's not.
I got y equals 51.
That's what we just got too, babe. Oh, deja vu. I feel like we just said 51. No. All right, 12. People at home, slow me down if you have a question. -8 plus r over 2. My people in class tried to say this one was easy, but they all needed my help yesterday. With this one, number 12. Yeah. So this one's kind of tricky, y'all. So let's look at this one together, okay? There's no simplifying we can do. You can't do -8 divided by 2 because the 2 also goes with the r. So we can't really simplify that. And we can't do 2r and -10 together because they don't both have an r, right? So for this one, this is what I like to call junk in the trunk. You cannot do anything with this equation until, Jordan, you get rid of this denominator. We got to get rid of that too. Get it out of the way so then we can solve. So think about it this way. If you covered r is in the numerator. It's in the top, right? So this says divided by 2. What's the opposite of dividing by 2? There we go. So multiply by 2 over here and they'll cancel. Now I have to multiply everything over here by 2 as well. What you do to one side, you do to everything on the other side. Okay? So on the left, I've got -8 plus r greater than, what do I have on the right now? Say it again. Good. Distribute. 2 times -10 is -20. You guys sit still, you're distracting me. 2 times 2 is 4R. If you need to stand, you can stand. But you messing with my ADHD, you making me shake. My foot is shaking now. All right, so are we okay with that first step? So now we just simplified. Now we're on the O. Get the R's on the same side. Is it easier to move 1 R or 4 R's? 1.
So you just keep, all right, something like that. You keep the top quadrant.
Yeah, and get rid of the bottom.
Yeah. So that'll just make it one.
Yep, then it'll just make it one straight equation. Yep, you got to get rid of the denominator first. 4R minus 1R. 3R, good.
She said 1.
It is. I said 4R minus 1R.
You didn't say negative.
I don't have to if I say 4R minus 1R. Bless him. All right, lock in your variable. What do we got to move? The negative 20. How do I move it? Good. Look at her. She's on a roll. You got 8 extra credit points now. 20 and negative 8. What do those make?
Yeah, 12.
Positive 12. Good. And then how do I get R by itself? Divide by 3. And Jordan's over here saying 4. So look, this is 4 greater than R. If it's multiple choice, I'm probably going to have the R in front because that's how you need it to graph. So the point is facing the R. So it should be R less than 4.
I didn't, I was at work. Then she gonna say which one? Why would you send a picture and I say order the shoes?
Y'all okay? I hear somebody's talking to somebody. Y'all good? All right. I'm guessing we're good. Let's keep rolling. So now we got to do 16. Let's look at 16. This one's it's not super difficult, but I think some of you went out of order with your steps. So you got a weird answer. 16. Yeah, we didn't get to it with our game yesterday. That's okay. You're going to do it now. Now I know Jordan going to be paying attention. All right. This one's a little tricky. It's kind of like the last one we just did. So y'all check this out. Can I do anything on the right side? Can I do negative 6 plus m? No. So look on the left side. What do you guys think we need to try to move? Not yet. Be careful. It's different than the last one. So the last one, let's look at the last one really quick, just so y'all remember. Hang on, look at this last one right here. Oh my God, it's blurry as mess. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, there we go. All right, and the last one we covered R, and the 2 was what we had to move, right? Okay, look at what we have now. If I go to cover the M, what is touching the M? I'm going to ask it again. I need to cover the M. So what is touching the M? What needs to get covered with the M right now? There we go. So what do we move first? No, y'all said we needed to move the 3. What do we need to move? Negative 2. How do you move a negative 2? There we go. Plus 2, plus 2. So this is going to be M over 3 less than or equal to, what's negative 6 plus 2? Negative 4 plus M. Now we can't get our M's together yet because this M has junk in the trunk now, right? So how do I move this junk in the trunk? Now you can move it. Multiply. So I'm going to multiply this side by 3. They cancel. You got to multiply this whole other side by 3. Does that make sense to everybody? So we're going to have to distribute over there. People at home, are y'all okay?
Yes.
Thank you for answering. All right, so 3 times negative 4, negative 12. 3 times M, 3M. Now, Jordan, can I get my M's together now? Yeah. So this is a tricky one what would we normally want to do? What would we normally want to move right here? We would normally want to move the 1M. Good, Imani. But can we move the 1M? Remember we talked about the kids on the seesaw the other day? I told you when the fat kid gets off, you used to go flying up, right? Yes? You know I'm right. Okay, so look. We can't move the 1M because you've got to have something on this side. So we need to subtract this 3M over here. You can't have an equation unless there's something on both sides or an inequality. Got to be something on both sides. So what's 1M minus 3M? Negative 2M. Good. Less than or equal to negative 12. And then check out what's going to happen here. Divide by negative 2. So we got to flip the sign. We're dividing by negative. We're going to have to flip this sign. So I'm going to get M greater than or equal to 6. How do y'all feel about that one?
Good.
Okay, good. All 3 of those I just did are ones that you will probably see on your test, okay? You were close? Okay. Yeah, make sure you cover your M, so you got to move the 2 first. Do y'all need me to do any other ones, people at home, or do y'all want to just check your answers?
Check our answers.
Check answers. Anybody else? Preference? No one else at home has a preference? There's like 14 of y'all in here. Yeah, we got Matthew, Cam, Khalil, Cameron. Cameron, you don't like to go by Cam, do you?
Me?
You like to go by Cameron, right? Khalil, Alex, Kamari, Paul, Shania, Tiana. Yep. All right. Look at all this work. Check your answers. If there's one you have a question about, ask me, okay? Y'all check y'all's answers too, because y'all did these for homework. Okay, so look at my work and see if you need me to go over it. But so just look at my work. You don't have to flip the sign.
I had it the wrong way. I had it the wrong way.
Okay. Jordan, did you check yours? Are they all right? If it's an inequality, it did not say to graph, but if you did graph it, I gave you some extra credit points, okay?
You gave me that for-
For the ones you had number line for, you didn't do it for all of them. You had it for a couple.
I have all of them.
Not all of them need a number line. Some of them are equations. Right, so you got 2 extra credit points. Are y'all good with 1 through 6? Y'all are okay? Y'all don't have any questions for me? Because we're about to leave equation land, kind of. We're leaving numerical equations. Not yet. They got to check the rest of theirs. Y'all are good? All right, I'm gonna scroll down. Oh, my answer for 12 is over here on the side, so I'm gonna zoom this out just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. There it is. How many masks? Probably 10. Because you gotta wash them after you wear them, especially being at school around all these people. I got some regular colored ones. I liked this one though because it was tighter. But it's a little big on my face. Like I had to double knot it behind the ears.
Oh, it looks stupid.
Why?
I don't know, like when you try to twist it like that.
Oh, mine's not twisted. I like knotted it.
Oh.
The twisting doesn't look right on me either. Jordan can pull it off. Yeah. Are y'all good with these ones, people at home?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's so big. I had that's what I
And then there's 15 at the bottom. I just did 16 with y'all, so really this is the only other one you needed. We struggled with this one in class yesterday. So if you have a question, let me know. Ouch. What'd you hit? Oh,
Yesterday?
2 of mine came off too. All right, are we okay? Going once, going twice, yes, no? Talk to me.
Yes.
Y'all are ignoring me today. I still haven't even had like a conversation with some of y'all. Tiana, did you see my comment on your homework?
Yes.
Miss G said to tell you hello. Me and her are best friends. She's like, okay, cool, I didn't ask. All right, y'all ready? All right, so notes for today, we are leaving regular equations. Now, what we're doing today should be brand new, so you should not be bored. If you do start getting bored, I don't know, people in class, I'll throw something at you. So Jordan, you better pick that head up. I got markers up here ready to go. I ain't kidding. I'm gonna hit you in the head and you're gonna be mad for a second. Oh yeah, she's gonna decorate her notebook. All right, topic 4. Literal equations. So people at home, there is a PowerPoint to go along with this. It's gonna be hard for me to do that while I'm teaching y'all though. So what I was gonna do is just like teach y'all the steps and the examples, and y'all can go back later and look at the PowerPoint if you want to. Does that sound okay? I didn't ask you in person.
Yes.
Okay, you ain't got a choice. I'm teaching you in person.
Yes.
Oh, so this that thing over.
Yes.
I didn't know.
I printed it off for you. You just fill in the blank. You're welcome. All right, so people at home, we are using a fill in the blank note sheet. Most of you haven't been printing stuff off though. Jordan, I'm talking. So I didn't put this on Canvas for y'all because most of y'all haven't been printing it out. So you can just fill it in your notebook, okay? And these are all just the examples. So you don't have to make the boxes. You can just do like example 1, example 2, example 3, example 4. Does that make sense?
Number 1, 5, no letters.
Well, number 1, you should be able to do because that's a regular equation. We're going to talk about it, all right? So a literal equation is an equation with more than one variable. If it's got more than one variable, it is automatically a literal equation. So on y'all's vocab cards y'all did, a lot of y'all missed or got points taken off on literal equation because y'all gave me something like this as your example. So just look at this real fast. Does 2x equals 10 have more than one variable? It's just got one. It's got an x. That's it. So you got points taken off because that's not literal. That's a regular numeric equation, okay? When you solve a literal equation, you are still using, so this is not different, inverse operations to rearrange the equation to find a certain variable. Jordan, you got this filled in, bud? All right, so let's talk about it. So that's the only notes, and then I'm just doing a bunch of examples, okay? Because really with these, you're still like using your similar solve steps, but there's gonna be more than one variable like you guys see over here, okay? So let's look at this first one. How would we solve 2x equals 10? What would we do very first? No, very first. Thank you. Draw your ball. And then we're trying to find x, right? So just to review, the whole reason why we divide by 2 is because we cover up the x and the 2 is touching it. Do y'all agree with that? All right, so we divide by 2. And what does x equal? Very good. That's just review. Now, I need you to write this. This one is a regular numeric equation. That is not a literal equation. Can somebody tell me why it's not literal? It's only got one variable. We need more than one for it to be literal, right? So let's take a look at example 2. I'll call this example 1. This is example 2 for my people that are taking their notes at home. 3, 4, 5, 6. What kind of equation do we have with example 2? Why is it literal, Kamari? It's got 3 variables. As long as it has more than one, that is a literal equation. Everybody with me? So for this,
Yes.
cool. Thank you, Paul, for always answering. All right, so for this one, I'm asking you to solve for h. Every year I have kids get confused with this, and I'm like, y'all, this is just like the other stuff we were doing, okay? Y'all ready? It should not confuse. It's easier because there's no numbers. Let me show you, okay? Y'all ready? All right, so check this out. If we want to find h, first thing, you still draw your wall. Now, we're still going to do the same thing we did over here. We're going to cover h, lock in the h, because that's what you want. So, guys, what do I need to move? What's on the same side as my pen? The G. Jordan, you with me? I know, you need to watch, though, because it's brand new, babe. So I'm covering the H. We need to move the G. It's touching it. So what operation are they doing? They are multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplying by G? So check this out, y'all. You're going to divide by G. Those will cancel. Divide by G. Now this is the part that's easier. You ready? Can we do M divided by G? We don't know what that is, do we? So look, this is why it's called literal, because you literally write what it says. M divided by G, and you get to leave it just like that. So Jordan, there's no simplifying. You literally write whatever it says, and that's it. Not flip it, we divided by G. And we were left with H equals M over G.
So whichever the first letter is, that's what you divide.
No, they will tell you what to solve for. I told you to solve for H. So when we covered H, that's why we moved the G, because that's what's on the same side as my pen. See how down here in example 4, they tell us to solve for X? So I'll show you what to do, okay? But this is actually, I always have kids freak out because y'all are like, there's no numbers. This is easier because you don't have to simplify anything. It's no math. You're just moving stuff, okay? Everybody's good?
But how you know, like, what divide?
I'll show you. We're going to cover it up. This is why I told you it's important to lock in your variable. So I'm going to skip number 3 because let's talk about number 3. Is this a literal equation? Come on. Is number 3 a literal equation? No. So are y'all okay if we skip that one? I feel like y'all need more practice with the literals. Yes? All right, let's look at 4. Is 4 literal?
Yeah.
Why?
They got more than one person.
There we go. More than one variable. So are y'all okay if I call this LEQ, literal equation? Okay. So 4 is literal. Now, they want us to solve for what? There we go. What's your very first step? Draw your wall. Good. Draw your wall. Now, what am I trying to find? What am I trying to solve for? So look at me. This is why I taught y'all the lock-in method. This works for any math class for solving from here on out. Lock in the X. So look at your X, guys. What is touching it right now? Lock all of that in. What do I need to move first? Good. It says plus B. How do I move plus B? Minus B. And those will cancel to the other side. Does that help, Jordan? You're going to cover whatever you want. All right, so from here, do y'all agree we're left with AX equals, what's left over on the right side? Good, you literally write C minus B, because you can't do anything with that. You can't do cats minus boys. They're not the same thing, right? So we're just going to leave it. Now remind me one more time, what are we solving for?
Why don't you,
X, hang on. Is this a question about the C minus B? What you got?
subtract C?
Because C's already on the other side. When you cover the AX, you're trying to get it by itself. So whatever's on the same side as it, you got to move it over.
You subtract. No, I'm asking whatever on the other side.
No,
No, I'm saying.
you're moving stuff on the same side over to the other side to get this by itself. Okay, what you
On
asking?
the same side, you subtract.
If this said plus C, then you would move the C. Yes, that's not what you said at first, but I got where you were going. I knew that's what you meant. All right, so from here, remind me one more time, what are we solving for? X, cover your X. What do I need to move? The A, it's touching, which means they are multiplying. So opposite of multiplying by A is to divide. And then look, you're going to divide the whole other side by A. What do you mean, do all that? This ain't nothing because there's nothing to simplify. Can we do C minus B divided by A? No. So y'all, you literally, this is why it's called literal, you literally just write it. C minus B divided by A. That's it. People at home, how do y'all feel? You feel okay with it? We got more examples.
I'm good.
Okay, anybody else besides Paul? Are y'all okay?
Yes.
Cool, I heard a yes.
Yes.
2 yeses, all right. I think I'm only gonna get 2. The rest of them just ignore me. They're like, this woman is crazy. All right, example 5. And then you guys are trying a couple. Okay, very first step. Okay, hang on. Make sure it's a what kind of equation? Is this literal? Yes, because it's got more than one variable. All letters. You can say all letters. That's fine. It's more than one. That's good. So now they're telling me to draw my wall. Your next most important step for these, what are we trying to find? Good. For C, so what do we do to C? Cover it. Cover it. Don't cross it out. Cover it. Find C. What's touching the C right now? That whole thing gets covered. What do I need to move? The A and the, good. This one's where y'all tend to get confused because you're like, A and B are touching. That's fine. What are A and B doing to the CD? Adding. What's the opposite of adding AB? Subtract AB over to this other side. So tell me, what am I left with? Yes, G minus AB. You
So-
literally write it.
Whatever you're not solving for, that's what you subtract.
Yeah,
Not, I know you're not supposed to do it on the other side.
yeah, that's why we draw the wall. You don't mess with anything on the other side. So I covered C. Whatever's not with it, you move to the other side. So the AB, see how it's not touching it? That's what we got to move. Okay? All right, now what are we solving for? C. So guys, when we cover C, what needs to be moved? The D. So how do I get rid of this D that's touching the C? Good. Carry an extra credit, baby. Divide everything by D. Paul, you have some too for participating. So, what's my answer? Anybody can answer. What's my answer?
C, G minus AB.
There you go. G minus AB over D. What do y'all think about this? Easy or hard? It's not that bad because it's not really any math, right? You just have to know what to move. But you can't simplify it because they're not the same letters. Okay? If they were the same letters, can I get hypothetical with y'all? Because y'all are the smart kids. Y'all are in the high class.
So if I was finding looking for B, and I would divide it by C.
So I'm about to show you. Check this out. You ready? I want everybody to write this one down, and then I'm going to have y'all try a couple. So people at home, y'all can make this example 6 if you want. Or really, it's y'all's example 4 because we skipped 3. Yeah, you guys can put it up in the 3 box. That's fine with me. I know what you meant. You good? All right, so if we wanted to solve this one for C, same thing, you would still cover C, right? Come on, are y'all with me? Cover C. What do we have to move, guys? Whoa. There we go, A and the B. How do you move the AB if they're adding? Subtract them. Now, y'all check this out. Jordan, you watching? Because I felt like you were about to ask me this next time, so I wanted to go ahead and show you. Can you guys do 4AB minus understood 1AB? What does that give you? So if they are the exact same, can you simplify? Yes.
You just said it won't know.
No. Y'all heard that, right? Somebody help us. Did I say there were no numbers? It's more than one variable. The examples we've done so far didn't have any numbers. That doesn't mean there won't be. When we flip to the back in a minute, there might be some numbers. Oh, yeah. All right, so right here, if I want to get C by itself, that means I move D. How do I move it? Good. She's on a roll. Divide the D. So this is C equals, you can't do 3AB over D, so you just leave it. Okay? All right, let me see what's on the back. Y'all don't look at it. Oh, yeah. All right, people at home and people in class, do this one right here. Good. Can I come check you then? All right, let's see what you got.
Like, well, this one just C.
Yep. Yes.
You said we do just C. This one just C.
Yes, Jordan. I told you yes.
I thought you talking.
I was talking to you. That's right. You want me to come check? Yes, ma'am. Good job. What y'all think about these? I like them better than the ones with the numbers. I feel like there's less ways to mess up. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when we're dealing with numbers, we miss like a negative or something. People at home, does anybody have a question so far?
No.
Y'all are okay?
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry. I asked that a lot. I have Zoom office hours every day. I feel like some of y'all don't really know me like as a person. If you want to just check in, we can have a conversation, talk about your favorite Netflix shows. People in class have been telling me what to watch next. All right. Are we about?
It's only one letter. I still subtract it with 2. I still would do C minus C.
Yes. Good. Very good question. All right. So for 6, they want us to solve for A, right? So I think all my people in class have gotten it right. So we need to cover A, and the B is touching the A right now. So cover that, which means we need to move CD. So did you guys subtract CD to the other side?
Yes.
CD, perfect. So we're left with AB equals G minus CD. And then if I want A, I'm not going to move the A. That's what I'm going to keep. So I'm going to lock it in. What do I need to move? The B? How do you move that B? Good. Divide both sides by B. What's my answer? A equals what? There we go. G minus CD over B. How we feel?
Good.
Okay, I'm going to do maybe 4 more, and then we'll be done. Does that sound okay with y'all at home? So y'all should have some
Yes.
homework time today, or time to stay on and ask me about your vocab quiz, either one.
It's homework.
No, I just said I'm gonna do 4 more. Jordan. All right,
I'm talking about that.
no, your homework sheet's up here. It's 4 problems. All right, let's do this one right here. So we're gonna call this 7. All right, what do they want us to solve for? So we need to go cover our Y. Do y'all agree? All right, cover it. This one's a little tricky. There's a reason why I chose this one. What's the 3x doing? What's it doing to the 6y?
Subtract.
Subtracting. Now, y'all be careful on this, okay? The 3x is currently subtracting. It's doing 3x minus 6y. But is the 3x what's negative? No, the 6 is good. So this is a positive 3x. So how do I move it? No, it's already positive. There you go. That's why I'm doing this one. You got to subtract 3x to get those to cancel. Minus 3x over here. We okay with that? All right, so what am I left with? Good. Negative 6y equals 17 minus 3x. Jordan, you okay with that? Okay. And now, what do I need to do to get y? How do I get rid of this negative 6? Divide it. Good. Just like we've been doing. Divide negative 6 because they're touching. And then this is where I want you to hold on a second, okay? Next unit, when we go into graphing and you do have numbers, you are going to have to divide each number by negative 6. So watch this. Instead of doing it all over negative 6, we're just going to write it like this. Divide everything by negative 6.
Why can't you just put 17 and 3 together?
That's, oh, hang on. Can we do 17 minus 3x, y'all? 2 different terms because this one has an x and this one doesn't. So I think what you were asking was this. Okay, watch. Or I'm not going to say watch. I want you to figure it out. So people at home, help them out too. Can we simplify either of these?
Well,
Which one?
the 3x.
Okay, can 3 over 6 reduce? That's why we're not leaving it like this, Jordan. If you have numbers, you need to reduce them when you can, okay? Okay, so we're going to talk about that. You ready? So we're left with y. Let me switch my colors. Y equals, can we simplify 17 over negative 6? No, they don't have any common factors, so I'm going to leave that 17 over negative 6. They don't have any common factors. But what about this 3 and this 6? What do they have in common? Okay. People online, y'all with me?
Yes.
I'm used to y'all answering the questions. Y'all letting them outshine you. Don't they both have 3 in common? So what's 3 divided by 3? What's 6 divided by 3? 2. So this reduces to 1/2. And y'all look at this. A negative divided by a negative makes a, so this is plus 1/2. half x. That is how you would reduce that.
You gotta reduce it.
Yes, if there's numbers, you're gonna have to reduce it on your test because the multiple choice answer choices will have reduced.
So whichever one you can reduce, that's
Whichever one you can reduce, you reduce it. If it won't reduce, you just leave it.
so you gotta reduce it by the top number.
So you gotta reduce it, not necessarily by the top, by the greatest common factor. You remember learning that? Whatever the biggest number is that goes into both of them. So this time it just happened to be 3. -3, -6 makes +1/2. Yep. Yeah, that one took a little longer because we had to simplify, but the next two don't. So we're gonna look at both of these. So we're gonna do this one first. This is example 8. This one's example 9. And then I feel like we might need to do another one with numbers. So we're gonna do another one with numbers next. How y'all doing? Good? Are y'all good in class? Okay. All right, this is my favorite kind of problem. I would make sure you know how to do this one. Hint, hint. These are the easiest. What are we solving for?
T.
Good, so find your T, cover it. Now guys, this one's kind of tricky. What is over here touching the T? I and R. We have to move both of those. What are they doing if they're touching? So what's the opposite of multiplying? Y'all check this out. You can divide the I and the R at the same time because what's going to happen over here? What's going to cancel? The I and the I cancel and the, not the T. What do the two R's do? Yes. I'm feeling how you feeling. I'm like, why ain't they saying that? You can divide the I and the R at the same time because they're both multiplying, so they're both going to have to be divided. And they still cancel. I cancels with I, R cancels with R. The T is left because we want T. So T equal what? P divided by I, R. That's my favorite kind because that was one step.
So if it has solve C and then B, C, D, then
Okay.
4, D.
Solve for C, X equals B, C, D. Which two would I need to move if we're finding C? Because you said solve for C, right? So which two would I move? Y'all look at this because he asked a really good example. He's getting extra credit for this.
B and the C.
No, you want
B and
C.
the D.
So you would move B, D, they would cancel, and you do it to the other side. Boom. There's one like that on your test. Like those same letters and everything. You were clever for that one. All right, example 9, and then we're gonna end with example 10 right here. And then y'all should have about 10 or 15 minutes for homework.
Example 9 and 10.
Yep, these are the last two. Yep. All right, let's look at 9. I don't know why, but my students like to make 9 harder than it is. What do we got to do first for 9, y'all? There we go. Just like normal ones. Don't act like it's anything crazy. We're just distributing. What's 2 times L? What's 2 times W? All right. Now, once we get there, what are we solving for? Good. Does everybody see that? Solve for W. So what do you do to W? Cover it. What do I need to move? 2L, and it's right now it's adding, right? So what's the opposite of a positive 2L adding? Subtract it or make it negative. Very good. So minus 2L. Move it to the other side. We do inverse operations, right? That's a word on your vocab quiz. I just leaned in real creepy like. All right, can we do A minus 2L? No, so we're gonna leave it. A minus 2L equals 2W, right? Good, divide by 2. Very good. Extra credit. Ooh, okay. There's 2 ways you could write this one.
Why you crossing 2 W's over?
The 2's because we're getting W. We're getting W by itself. It's not 0, it's 1. Yeah, why am I separating this one? We got another number over here, don't we? Do y'all see this?
What other number?
Right there. One second. Very good question. Yep, I'm gonna show you that next. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all what she said next. Do y'all understand why I separated it though? I'm dividing by 2 and I saw another 2 over here and I know those will simplify. So you're going, what, babe? What'd you say? Right, very good. So this would be A over 2 because we can't simplify A divided by 2. But then can I use your name? Do you care? I don't think she cares. You want your credit, right? Yeah. So Imani said 2 divided by 2 is just 1. So can't we just write the letter? Yes, that would just be A over 2 minus L equals W. That is how you would simplify it. Very good. So if you can simplify, you've got to separate them.
So you never cancel the variable.
Right. The variables should not cancel. They're all different variables. If they have the same variables, then you would have to cancel one out and put them together. All right. I want to show y'all really quick what Jakiria just asked because it was a good question. So what if we had, I'm just going to write what if, because I don't want anybody watching this later to be like, where'd she get those numbers from? What if we had A minus 3L equals 4W? How would we get W by itself? No. How do I get W by itself? Divide by 4. Good. Now, let's talk about this. Is 3 over 4 going to reduce? If it's not going to reduce, y'all can just put the whole thing over 4 and let that be the answer.